Hare Krishna. We'll be reading from the 10th canto, chapter 1, shlok number 40. व्रजस्तिष्ठन् पदैकेन यथैवैकेन गच्छति यथा तृणजलौ कैवं देहि कर्मगतिं गतः. Vrajan, a person while traveling on the road. Tishtan while standing, pada again on one foot, yatha as, eva indeed, again by another foot, gachati goes, yatha has, trana jalauka, worm on a vegetable, evam in this way, dehi, the living entity, karma gatim, reactions of fruitive activities, gata undergoes. Just as a person traveling on the road rests one foot on the ground and then lifts the other, or as a worm on a vegetable transfers itself to one leaf and then gives up the previous one, the conditioned soul takes shelter of another body and gives up the one he had before. Let's see purport by our beloved founder, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. The purport in this purport it is said, this is the process of soul's transmigration from one body to another at the time of death according to his mental condition. The living being is carried by the subtle body consisting of mind, intelligence, ego to another gross body. When higher authorities have decided what kind of gross body the living entity will have, he is forced to enter such a body and thus he automatically gives up his previous body. Dull minded people who do not have the intelligence to understand this process of transmigration take for granted that when the gross body is finished, one's life is finished forever. Such persons have no brains with which to understand the process of transmigration. At the present moment, there is great opposition to this, whatever, when you present this to people, even the educated class, they look very literate and very educated, highly qualified, but they don't want to listen to all these topics. When you say that we are Atma, we are souls, we are not just bodies, our duty is this, that. They are reluctant to hear and they'll say, please shut the topic. Now it's their half age is over. But even after that, they are not willing to listen to such topics or have a proper discussion further on this. So what? So in such a situation, one would not want to open the mouth in front of them, for it may hurt them and hurt them in a sense that they may be put off and not come back to you, and in the effect you will be blamed for. So you, when you should see that whenever a person who is a little interested or shows some interest, then we can speak to him or her, but not otherwise. So but actually now this the same thing. Scientists, philosophers, and other leaders in the Western countries, they do not have any brains at all, have no brains at all. That is what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. Now, so such foolish people can be, you know, helped by enlightening their intelligence so that they will take advantage of the human body. Human body is not just for remaining busy earning money in the economy, and then whatever money is earned from this hard work, then you have to spend it properly, so then sense gratification follows automatically. Sometimes you cannot even enjoy the money that you're earning, you just earn. There are heaps and piles of dollars lying in the bank, and the person does not even have time to draw the money, enjoy, go out on vacation, etc. He is slogging all round the clock. and he hardly has time for himself. But what is the meaning of earning like this when you cannot take care of your own self and have a space for yourself? Now, because of gross ignorance, some people now this we have a beautiful theory here, but because of gross ignorance, Prabhupada is saying here that they regard such activities as brainwashing, like about explaining people the importance of human body, the importance of having a good association in the devotee circle, or having great collection of spiritual texts in the house, etc. They do not know that without God consciousness, one is forced to continue transmigrating one body to another, and because of the devilish brains, they will next be forced to accept an abominable life and practically never be able to liberate themselves here from the conditional life of material existence. Excuse me. Now, how this transmigration of the soul takes place is clearly explained in this verse. The example is that is given is about while walking, just as a person lifts his one foot from the ground and then lifts another, a person traveling on the road. The conditioned soul takes shelter of another body and gives up the one he had before. And in Srimad Bhagavad Gita also hear that we hear that a soul, about the soul. There is a lot written in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, but you can read it in the purports of Prabhupada only, which is so well explained. No other Bhagavad Gita copy, I think, has such a deep insight into this, and the clarity. So, the process of the soul's transmigration from one body to another. In Bhagavad Gita, it is there. So we are not the bodies; we are the soul. What is that? How come somebody may argue? How come we are not the body? When I say I have an identity, so I am represented by a photograph on my iCard. So then, I have a body, and through that only. So, but I am a body is not the real thing. I'm a soul. Jiver Swarup Hai Krishna Nityadas. The body is there to help the soul achieve its goal of serving the Lordship Sri Sri Radha Krishna and the Guru, and going back to Godhead to serve them for eternal. That is the reason. So, and they argue, how come we are not the body? How can you say that we are not the body? So, this consciousness must come when there is some purity of heart. Otherwise, the um, the the jada feeling, it will never let you rest in peace, and the attachment is so deep that you would not want to understand the complete truth. So a little effort in understanding is required. One must read the books daily and stay with those pure souls, pure devotees in the fact. And with discussing with them, they can come to a understanding how they are souls and not bodies, and then the further journey of bhajan kriya, ado shraddha, tata sadhu sang, and then bhajanantara bhajan kriya. That begins, and once the bhajan kriya begins, then your actions are getting purer and purer, and then you don't have to stop in between. So this must be the duty in the life, bhajan kriya. Then don't worry whether the goal is reached or not. Just focus on the bhajan kriya. So that is of utmost importance. And we all know the surrender is a means to understand the any scriptural text. Surrender to the Vaishnava Guru, and Lord. So Lord, it is Lord's Bhagavad Gita is the Lord's, it is His message to the soul. So we must believe in what the Lord has said, Bhagavan Vacha. We must believe in that thoroughly. We cannot go on questioning. If you go on questioning, then life is so short, it will get over. And when will you have time to understand? So, mental speculation is one which is an obstacle on this path. It is said. So, mentally speculating, how come we are bodies? We are not bodies. How come we are souls? So, this can't be understood by mentally speculating. It must be understood, and it is value only when you understand through surrender, Sharnagati, complete Sharnagati, because it's about forming a bond with the Lord's and His devotees. So, Sharnagati is the foundation. Mental speculation does not work in devotional service at all. It's not the principle at all. So anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjanam. So pratikulasya, anukul means sharnagat. Pratikul means giving up the mental speculation, questioning mentality. You can ask questions when in doubts, but not to challenge or to confuse the one whom you are asking. You have to ask to get your doubts clarified, and why? So as to be settled in the surrender mood of surrender. When there is a mood of surrender and when you adore someone, the knowledge comes on its own. You don't have to pester the person, go on asking and asking. So the only way is Sharnagati, because this is a very subtle plane. We cannot see the Lord directly with these eyes. The Lord can see us, but we cannot see Him. So that is about the transmigration, about transmigration of soul from one body to another. Hare Krishna.